Now, Eddie, I just wanted to confirm, this is a roast, right? Okay. Nobody's making any jokes.
I apologize. I do seriously apologize. I'm getting old. I look good, but I'm getting old, all right? It's Julie Gray Owens.
That's okay. I'm getting very so many. Okay, well, I'm not sure it's a roast, so I'll probably have to change my speech. Good morning to everyone. What a wonderful morning to take a moment and appreciate a wonderful person. You know, there's been a lot of talk about our special honoree being the grande dame of the Long Island transgender community. You know, we say things, but we never really understand what they actually mean or where the terms come from. So I went online to investigate grande dame. I mean, are we really sure this is the correct term for our community's most beloved advocate? Well, here's what I found. When I looked up the definition of grande dame, I pulled a number of definitions off. And let me just give a few of them to you and see whether you agree with me, whether this is the right term for her or not. Usually an elderly woman of great prestige or ability. Check. An older woman who is highly admired or respected. Check. A highly respected elderly or middle-aged woman. Check. A respected woman having an extensive experience in her field, that field being an experienced advocate for her community. Check. A woman who is respected because of her experience and knowledge of a particular subject. As we know, no one has more knowledge about Local Law 9-2006 in Nassau County. Check. Usually an elderly woman of dignified or aristocratic bearing. If you spend 10 minutes with Joanne, you know that's true. Check. A woman who is the senior member of a body or group. Well, Joanne isn't shy about her age, and nobody's older than her. Check. A woman who is socially prominent, respected, and experienced. Check. A woman who is accomplished, influential, and a senior figure in a particular field. Well, you know Joanne is influential when she has a Republican doing favors for her. A building or institution regarded as noteworthy on account of its age and historic prominence. Well, if we remove the word building, Joanne's work has been historically prominent. No one has accomplished the good work for our community like Joanne has. Check. And finally, a well-known, very highly regarded institution. Check. Gosh, I couldn't have said it better myself. But I went further. I wanted to know the origin of the term grande dame. Dame, it turns out, is a noble title and the female equivalent of the honor of knighthood in the British honor system. It is the equivalent form of the address Sir for knights. Okay, so it's an honorable title. I have always thought that knights were brave, fearless, loyal to the cause, and would fight to the death. Do you know anyone who might fit that description? Further, I found that there was no such thing as a uniform code of knightly behavior in the Middle Ages. So it turns out that it's as rough and ragged as we see in the movies. But many people have compiled a list of virtuous qualities called knightly virtues. No two were exactly the same, but there were, however, some common themes found in these lists of knightly virtues. By combining them, it creates what's known as the 7 knightly virtues of the modern code of chivalry. Listen to them and see if you think of Joanne and whether she's shown them in her life. In order to be a part or have knightly virtues, you must have courage. More than bravado or bluster, today's knight in shining armor must have the courage of heart necessary to undertake tasks which are difficult, tedious, unglamorous, and to graciously accept sacrifices involved. Justice. A knight in shining armor holds herself to the highest standard of behavior and knows that fudging on the rules weakens the fabric of society for everyone. Mercy. Words and attitude can be painful weapons in the modern world, which is why a knight in shining armor exercises mercy in her dealings with others, creating a sense of peace and community. Generosity. Sharing what's valuable in life means not just giving away material gifts, but also time, attention, wisdom, and energy. The things that create a strong, rich, and diverse community. Faith. In the code of chivalry, faith means trust and integrity, and a knight in shining armor is always faithful to her promises, no matter how big or small they may be. Nobility. Although this word is sometimes confused with entitlement or snobbishness, in the code of chivalry it conveys the importance of upholding one's convictions at all times, especially when no one else is watching. Hope. More than just a safety net in times of tragedy, hope is present every day in a modern knight's positive outlook and cheerful demeanor, the shining armor that shields her and inspires people all around. Each of these concepts is important in itself, and every one of these virtues is an admirable quality, but when they all blend together in one person, we discover the value and power of chivalry. Is there any question that Joanne shows these wonderful qualities every day? Joanne lives by the code of chivalry and allows everyone to see her best qualities reflected in her shining armor of advocacy. I give you our grand dame, Joanne Borden.
Thank you, Reverend. Jones, and while I don't forget our host, Edward Norman. Thank you very much. Thank you all for this award and the honor that it bestows. I'm actually really thrilled and delighted, especially since I didn't know it was so wonderful. I'm really delighted with this recognition. And I've given a lot of thought to the LGBTQ thing. And regarding myself, the LGBT thing, I haven't quite figured out yet. T is definite. And I know that the Q is just not expansive enough. At any rate, it was a personal. I have given a lot of speeches in a lot of places, and it included over 50 speeches to the Nassau County Legislature demanding transgender civil rights. And some think I'm insane, because each time I spoke, I expected a different answer. But my persistence had more than one purpose. One of them was educating and winning over the public, the people in the audience. Virtually every one of my speeches had a transgender plug to educate. But things always change, and they have changed. We now have a federal law waiting to be made a fact. I feel every advocate, including all the local and national organizations, must get on board with the Equality Act. If we use the effort we now spend on a multitude of local and national cause and direct those efforts to the Equality Act, we will have a better chance of achieving LGBT equality, equal rights for all LGBT people in this country. I know it's sometimes difficult to participate in group causes because a group effort seems to minimize individual effort. But group effort was used effectively and used successfully with the marriage equality law. And it must be done to obtain identical protection in the machine of the law for all of us. So there you have it, my plug for today. Again, thank you very much for this recognition and for listening.
You know, we wanted to make certain that we did something visual, and when we planned this out, one of the things we said is we wanted to make certain we had a generational context, and so we wanted the young people of Long Island. So we're pleased today to have young people from the group Truth, and you really need to see these young people. They are fabulous, they do a very fabulous presentation. And then we have the young people from Long Island Community Fellowship. And when Christine and I started talking about the young people and taking them out, we sort of dubbed them as going out to youth ministries called SWAG, Social Warriors Across Generations. And so today, on behalf of this coalition of people, Long Island Community Fellowship, National Black Leadership Conference on AIDS, Legally, and the EOC of Nassau County, we'd like to present this award to you. And the young man from the Truth will read aloud what it says.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is the SWAG Award, the Social Warriors Across Generations. This title award presented on October 31st, 2013 to Joanne Borden. That's you. A recognition as an exceptional individual advocate for transgender rights and the present that contributes towards a transgender future, access and inclusion.
And the thing that really speaks to this fellow award is the fact that under your picture we say, shine under the sun, light up the sky, be bright and glow. Thank you. With love. All of us, and I look forward to hearing you again. And I told her when I was talking to her, and I said, ma'am. She said, don't call me ma'am, that's for all people. So when I said that today, I had to correct myself. But I fell in love with you 4 years ago, and yes, I did. And so that has continued on. So we all wish you the best, and you know. I was shy, I just came to Long Island. It was the day after my installation. But yes, well, I just wanted to show you these tokens, so I guess we can make certain your daughter get those, and you know, we look forward again to your long life.
Thank you very much.